Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of our colors by the Calaveras Color Guard and the singing of our national anthem by Jazz, etc. under the direction of Miss Nicole Davis. Please be seated. Welcome to tonight's celebration of the commencement of the Calaveras High School class of 2009. It has been my great pleasure to have been able to work with this class as a teacher, then as an assistant principal, and this past year as principal. Over those years, they have given me many opportunities to learn from them, a few chances to worry about them, and many, many more reasons to be proud of them. Class of 2009, thank you for all you've taught me, and congratulations. Now please join me in welcoming Assistant Superintendent Mr. Mark Campbell. I want to talk a little bit today about the impact educators have on our kids and talk about a legacy that they leave. We have 208 fantastic seniors behind us. Along the way, they've had over 40 teachers. They've had upwards of 10 administrators and 40, 50, 60 support staff. Along that path to this night tonight, somewhere along the way, an adult had an impact on their lives, or else he wouldn't be here. Now you'll watch me wing it from here. And thanks to my speech teacher, I'll be able to pull that off fairly seamlessly. So I want to cite one example, and if I could have Gail Stark raise her hand. Just Gail Stark, is she here? Gail started as a retired Calaveras Unified School District teacher, and we talk about the legacy that a teacher can leave on students. 11 years ago in the first grade classroom, we had two of our graduating class of 2009 in her class, Katie Seaman and Jennifer Armstrong. And first grade, that impact was so strong, it has sustained itself year after year after year to where Gail is here tonight, they are here tonight. Katie is dreaming and pursuing a career in education, becoming a kindergarten teacher, all because of one teacher in the first grade class. That's power. And sometimes I think we really forget that, just how much power we have, the things we say, the things we do, and the influence that we have on them, much like the influence they have on us. With that being said, on a more global scale, I want tonight to honor a man who has an impact and a tremendous legacy on Calaveras Unified School District overall, and that's Superintendent Jim Frost. The class of 2009, they're transitioning into that next phase of their life, and we wish them well. We know that they're well prepared, and they're well prepared because the gentleman I just referred to, Jim Frost, who's transitioning into the next phase of his life as he retires from Calaveras Unified School District. He's done everything in his power to provide opportunities, to present information, present facilities and programs, and give these kids every chance to be prepared. And I look at the work that he's done. 17 years. And I talk about these students here having 40 teachers and 10 administrators. They've had one superintendent over 17 years. That's unheard of. And that stability and that vision and that leadership really has shown through. When you look at the classrooms that you spent the better part of your lives in our classrooms, our facilities, the gymnasiums and the field and the pool and the concert stage where they've all performed so well. All of that is a result, a direct result of Jim Frost and his vision and his leadership. The top-notch staff, you see so many before you here, and the teachers they've all had, again, a result of Jim and his work ethic and his ability just to pour his life into this district. He's given his heart, his soul, and everything that you see before you here in this beautiful setting. These 208 students that you see before you who are now better prepared than any class that we've ever had, because we get better every year because of the bar that Jim raises, the expectations that he has, and the opportunities that he provides for us. So with that being said, no, as he retires after 17 years of glorious service, he just doesn't get a plaque. He gets much more. But what I want to read to you tonight are words that I think really capture the essence of what Jim Frost has meant to Calaveras Unified. Presented to Jim Frost, Superintendent of Calaveras Unified School District, 1992 to 2009. We are indebted to you for your vision, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the staff, students, and community of CUSD. Your work on behalf of the district has been stellar, your accomplishments are tangible, and your legacy will endure. Thanks to you, we are a team. Most importantly, we are a family. And with that in mind, in this final graduation for Jim Frost, as Superintendent of Calaveras Unified School District, I would like this family, this collective family, to show him the respect and appreciation he so richly has earned and well deserves as we call him to the stage. Superintendent Jim Frost.
That wasn't in the program, and they were supposed to make it easier on me, and wow, thank you very much. As I was getting ready tonight, I put on my traditional red and gold tie here, and a lot of memories flooded through my mind. I first put on this tie for graduation that I officiated over in 1988, the class of 1988. All right. And I was so proud, and because it was my first principalship. But I didn't realize until years later what a special place that Calaveras High School and Calaveras Unified is. I have been thoroughly blessed, and I have been thoroughly honored to work here. I have been blessed by having a job that I love and thrill to come to every day. It is my passion. I have been most blessed with these young people and all the young people who have gone before them and come after them, as they have so enriched my life. They are such quality young people, and you are all to be praised and thanked for the quality young people that you have provided for us. This class of 2009 has been tested. They have been tested with higher academic standards. They have been tested on the athletic field. They have been tested working toward musical excellence. They've been tested in their class plays. They've been tested and tested in the classroom, weighed and measured with high school exit exams, STAR testing, and any amount of testing that you can imagine. And at every level, they have passed. We have raised the bar. They have cleared it. It is incredible. As I looked at the surveys of these young people, it's really mind-boggling. We have 12 students who are proudly going to serve their country when they join the military after this graduation. We have 6 students who are attending valuable career technical education schools. And we have 161, or 77% of this class, who are moving on to college. We are so proud of their accomplishments. They will forever be part of the tradition and a rich part of the tradition of Calaveras Unified and Calaveras High School. I mentioned before I've been honored, and I truly have been. I've been honored to work in a community that supports their young people, their children. Not only do you attend events, be there to support them in good times and bad, but you have helped build our facilities program by your own personal sacrifice and passing bond measures so that we could build adequate facilities for these deserving young people. I have been honored by working for a Board of Education that has it right. Their values lie with the children. Their work is tireless in behalf of those children, and they deserve your continued support. And I'd like to introduce them now. If I could have our board members stand that are here present tonight. Mrs. Evan Garamendi, Mrs. Zara McDaniel, Mrs. Sherry Root, and our board president, Mr. John Yearman. And unable to be with us tonight was Mr. Hank Nagel from the West Point area. I have been honored to work with a dedicated staff. I thank all our elementary and middle school staff who have laid the foundation for these young people and their success. I thank our high school staff for putting the finishing touches on their education so far. And I'm really proud of our classified staff, our secretaries, custodians, bus drivers, who have worked with these children and nurtured them and helped them along this road. Their student achievement, as Mark Campbell said, is the highest of any we've had. I'm proud of them. They deserve total recognition and support. And here being my last time before you, I understand as you do that improvement is not a destination. It's an ongoing journey. And as we move into the next phase of this district, we are going to need leadership to continue that path so that other students and other classes can reach this same level. I am very proud to say that our Board of Education has made another brilliant decision, and I'd like to bring up here our next superintendent, our next leader to lead us in the next phase, Mr. Mark Campbell.
Well, thank you, obviously, to Jim for all the guidance and mentoring that he's provided. I'd like to thank the Board of Education for giving me a chance, having the faith in me to assume the leadership, and obviously after 17 years, those are some pretty significant shoes to fill. I have complete faith that as we enter this time of tremendous uncertainty, budgetary and otherwise, and that breeds adversity, that I truly believe that myself and my team, we will turn that adversity into opportunity. And we will do everything in our power with all the resources we have to make sure that the next class, the class of 2010, and the class after that, and every class after that, get what they deserve, get what they need, and we shield them from everything that's raining down upon us that's not controlled by us, but we control how we react to it. And we will choose wisely. We will choose wisely on behalf of your kids. I stand here also humbled, frankly, by being on this stage and honored to be on this stage because 26 years ago, which I know seems like a long time ago to you guys, I was on this stage. I was sitting where you guys are. I walked across the stage. I earned my diploma from Calaveras High School. Go Redskins, class of 1983. My guess, my hunch is that many of you also earned a diploma from Calaveras High School. It's that sense of community and consistency that we thrive upon. And I will tell you that as I look at this class of 2009 and just marvel at what they've accomplished, I also look forward to what they can accomplish. Because in no way did I see this coming 26 years ago. And I have to tell you guys and ask you, if not direct you, that every single opportunity that comes your way, maximize it. Every single moment in life, enjoy the sheer magnitude of it. This is your moment right now. Enjoy tonight. But as you go past tonight and you go down that path of life, you're going to see so many doors fly open for you. Choose wisely. Jump head first. Please don't forget to enjoy the ride. And enjoy every single moment along the way, especially this one. Congratulations to all of you. At this time, I'd like to call up Principal Rick Stitt and Assistant Principal Tim Reno.
And now we'd like to recognize the class of 2009's valedictorians. Valedictorians, as I call your name, please come to the stage. Javin Michael Bowser. Lauren Isabel Ambrosia Estuesta. Patrick T. Freeman. Jacob P. Hummel. Alexandra K. Inslee. Jennifer Ann Kraus. Alexandria Nicole Lane. Stephanie Marie McIntosh. Megan Marie Vassie. Ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorians of the class of 2009. And now I'm pleased to introduce the Senior Class Council. Brittany Smith, Rally Representative. Courtney Ka'awai, Secretary Treasurer. Alan Hensley, Vice President. And Kayla Lamagna, Class President.
Hello. We started Calaveras High School 4 years ago as freshmen in 2006. We were the big guys at Toyin, and now we're back beginning at Calaveras. We were young and intimidated by the upperclassmen, yet anxious to start high school. Many of us had no clue what to expect, but hoped it'd be the best time of our lives. We had heard stories of the famous freshman initiation day, with trash canning and swirlies. Lucky for us, none of this happened, but we became really close to the upperclassmen and learned many of the Calaveras traditions along the way. We learned about the Uptown Rally and how the bell should always belong to Calaveras, the Redskin non-stop drumbeat, spirit windows, the alma mater, coaches' victory shakes, motorcycles around the track, and homecoming floats, which we took first place in, by the way. We embraced these traditions and carried them on. 2006 was Calaveras' centennial year, as well as Disneyland's 150th anniversary. Centennial Homecoming was one of the most standout weeks of the freshman year. Dale Rogers made an appearance to Calaveras High for the KCRA3 Game of the Week. We watched as our field got blessed for victory, fireworks lit the night sky, and the royalty took their crowns, and the team took the field. We played Ripon, winning 19-7, and stayed undefeated the whole year. As for our first Bret Hart game, we learned the traditions that came along with it, teaching the varsity football team to dance, the victory-shaped can of fun Weatherby loved to drink, and the annual victory speech for the bell. That year, the varsity took the victory 20-0, and we kept the bell. Our freshman year was Mark Campbell's last year as principal, and Mr. Mike Merrill would take his position, making changes that would improve Calaveras High School in many ways. We thank you for that. We had our formals, and we sported around the plastic bracelets, which helped out cancer victims, burn victims, and children. Our class was always very chatty, and so we never had a problem having laughs throughout the day with our teachers and fellow classmates. We were all very close friends, some since kindergarten, and still remain so. Our freshman year impacted our life and has given us many great memories along the way, which we will cherish forever. Thank you. Okay. When we think back to 2007, a few things come to mind. Nancy Pelosi became the first female Speaker of the House, the Colts won the Super Bowl, and the Red Sox beat the Rockies in the World Series. While all this was happening, our class was in their sophomore year and experiencing a year they would never forget. Mr. Merrill became our new principal and did an exceptional job filling Mr. Campbell's shoes. We had a program called Every 15 Minutes to raise awareness about drunk driving. Teachers and students participated in a demonstration right here on our football field. It came at a perfect time for our class because many of us were getting our licenses at this time. A lot of us had our licenses by basketball season, which helped us contribute to Grateful Red. The Grateful Red was created by seniors in 2007 and sparked a new, revived interest in CHS basketball games. Students showed their school spirit and pride by making shirts and painting their faces. Grateful Red is a tradition our class has kept, and I hope the classes that follow us will continue. Although our sophomore year was filled with new experiences and excitement, it was also the year we really started growing up. As we were learning about life, we learned how insignificant some of our problems were when we had our first loss of a student. Morgan G. Thomas taught us all a lot about life with her spontaneous attitude and undeniable charisma. We were all privileged to have known her, and losing Morgan solidified the fact that life is just a moment and we should always appreciate it. Our sophomore year was filled with new experiences, administrators, and traditions, and tremendous loss, unforgettable experiences, and set the stage for us to become upperclassmen.
We returned from our summer vacation to our junior year with a new tan and a new sense of pride. We were now upperclassmen. But as we returned to school as older, more experienced students, we were faced with different forms of adversity that would challenge our newfound maturity. Construction for the new pool had begun during the summer, but was prolonged for almost the entire year. We had to learn new routes to our classes and become acclimated to the detours forced by the construction. The majority of us could now drive, and we quickly learned that what it takes to maintain a car is gas prices skyrocketed to the $4 range. However, we adjusted. We began organizing carpools with one another just so we could afford gas for the weekend. During the winters, we witnessed history as the New England Patriots became the first NFL team to go undefeated in the regular season since the '72 Dolphins, but only to lose to the New York Giants in the Super Bowl. We also felt the loss of a fellow Redskin. Jeremy Roop's death shook up the entire school. But again, we came together and honored him with the Student Organized Memorial. Our junior year was also full of farewells. We said farewell to a longtime and respected football coach, Roger Canepa, but honored his final year at Calaveras with yet another defeat, what that makes like 9 probably, and another league title. We also said goodbye to the economy we previously knew, for in the following year we would plummet into a recession. We bid farewell to our principal, Mike Merrill, as he headed off to achieve greater aspirations at the district office. We congratulated and wished good luck to the largest senior class in the history of Calaveras. Through all the diversity and farewells, our class became closer as the challenges forced us to work with one another. Throughout the year, we were able to mature and learn from these experiences. We were now ready for all the new things that were in store in our upcoming senior year.
Our Our senior year started with arguments over which song would play as we walked into the rotation rally the first week of school. As we made our entrance, the song ended up being a mix of many different songs to please everyone. This is a testimony to our cooperative nature of our class. Our last homecoming came fast, as the tradition of our drumbeat echoed around the small town of San Andreas and stuck in everyone's heads the whole day, even to the point where we found ourselves walking to the beat in between classes. Then it was time to start looking for colleges we wanted to attend. It wasn't until the last minute that most of us scrambled to get our FAFSAs submitted and turn in our college applications. It hadn't really hit us that this year was coming to an end faster than expected until our prom in April, our last formal high school dance that we would ever attend. We spent time together as a class on our senior trip to Six Flags. It was a fun day, but it also reminded us that the end of our high school days was near. Many unexpected things happened this year in America. We never imagined the day when all three big American auto manufacturers would be in such financial trouble, which signaled the start of a recession. This year we chose Barack Obama to be our president, the first African American president ever in the United States. The Olympics took place in Beijing as we witnessed Michael Phelps receive 8 gold medals, bumping his total to 14 gold medals, the most won by any Olympian. The Pittsburgh Steelers and St. Louis Cardinals battled it out on the football field on Super Bowl Sunday, with the Steelers winning the title. The crazy outbreak of the swine flu put us all in fear to the point where we still refuse to eat pork. Here at Calaveras High, we were lucky to have a new principal, Mr. Stitt, as well as 2 new assistant principals, Mr. Reno and Miss Feely. The first year without Coach Canepa, our varsity Redskins football team had a new head coach, Coach Weatherby, who led our team to win the Bell for the 8th year in a row over Bret Hart. The new pool finally opened, which was mistakenly thought to be saltwater pool from all the sweaty kids. Our last Calaveras yearbook, which will help us remember all the great memories we had this year, is the first one ever to be in all color. This year, Calaveras experienced the loss of Sky, Trenton, Callie Montgomery, and Jeremy Peters, who we will never forget. The campus and community mourned and comforted each other during this difficult time. Please, let us take a brief moment of silence now to remember our friends. Thank you. Our senior year was the year we had all been waiting for, but its end came faster than we expected. We crossed days off our calendars, counted the hours, minutes, and seconds. And now that it's all over, we will miss our friends and teachers who have inspired us and shaped our lives forever. The class of 2009 is the 100th class to graduate from high school. As we leave tonight, we take with us the memories made, good times shared, and prepare ourselves to enter the world before us. Let's all go and make a difference to show them what we're made of. Congratulations, class of 2009. We did it.
And now a performance by our symphonic band under the direction of Ms. Angela Lane. And now to introduce our foreign exchange students, Associate Student Body President Christopher S. Biondi.
Every year, Calaveras High School offers a chance to learn and experience American culture to students across the globe. Tonight, I would like to introduce these citizens of the world who will stand when I call their name. From Slovakia, we have Dominika Grankova, who is living with Diane Strong from San Diego. Also living with Miss Strong is Teen Troom from Vietnam. Zoom Tai Va hails from Vietnam as well and is living with Joanna Tedder in Mountain Ranch. And from Mongolia, Namana Bachelon, who resides with Jan and Perry Collins. Thank you.
Now please welcome senior Jessica Brown with a performance of The Climb.
I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels off the note I hit. My faith is shaking. I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. Always gonna be another mountain. Always gonna wanna make a move. Always gonna be enough
Our valedictorian speeches are given by our number 1 and number 2 ranked students. It is my privilege to introduce our top 2 seniors, Patrick T. Freeman and Alexandria Nicole Lane.
Good evening, everybody. I thought about talking about our last 4 years, our challenges, our triumphs, and the countless memories. However, I choose instead to speak about what is yet to come, and to call to action all of us gathered here tonight. As young people, we have been dealt a rather challenging hand with regard to our future. The irresponsibility, albeit unwitting in some cases, of generations past has left us a world desperate for action. Our planet cries out for salvation, tortured by overconsumption, greed, and ignorance. As a new era dawns, we, as the new generation, will assume custody of this planet. It is our responsibility to our children, and our children's children, and to the number of generations after them, to begin to change the way we think and how we treat our home. We carry with us some of the most brilliant minds in history, and with those minds, the innovation to reinvent the technologies and philosophies needed to pull the environment from the brink of disaster. We have the ingredients. We have the catalyst that is education. All that is needed now is action. Pure, intelligent, determined action. The power of young people is often doubted. Not only is this power doubted by adults, but more often, we as young people doubt ourselves. However, it is high time that we, as the minds of today, and therefore the minds of tomorrow, rise up and embrace our power. The tide is turning. We are gaining our voices, and it is our turn to let those voices ring loud, true, and clear across the globe. It is time to sound our triumphant yachts and collective horns across the rooftops of a changing world. This is not to say that we should be insolent or disrespectful, or that we should reject all that is available to us. We must use what knowledge we have gained here at Calaveras High School and expand upon it by seeking out new knowledge from different sources and gaining experience through proactive, engaging action. By doing so, we will increase our odds of success. Some may think this is a daunting task for our generation. Of course it is. It will be difficult. It will be long. We will often become discouraged. But yet, we will and we must retain hope. This generation enters a stage full of volatility and hostility. However, we must arrive as bursting rain clouds, spreading giant drops of hope on the parched earth below. Let us be the soothing essence that will rejuvenate us and generations past. Instead of waiting on the great cliff that is possibility, let us take a flying leap into action, regardless of how frightening it may seem, and fly freely with wings of truth, hope, and determination. This action that I talk about need not always be on such a grand scale. Something as simple as an act of kindness to a peer, making sure just one more tree stays standing in your yard, or expressing your true feelings to someone you love, can be viewed as changing the world for the better. Of course there are the pressing issues, but it's also important to remember that little things make a difference. We are capable of performing these acts each and every day, and let us never forget that. But as we leave here tonight, we must not forget to listen to our hearts as we pursue our own personal legends. When we embark on a journey into our hearts, we not only learn about ourselves, we increase our understanding of the world, of our relationships with others and the world around us. We must always remember that if we truly, truly want something, with all the power of our heart, the universe conspires to give it to us. This may sound like a fantasy from some New Age philosophy book, but truly wanting something requires us to work hard for what we achieve. The universe does not give gifts freely, and therefore when we embark on our personal legends and begin to realize our dreams, we can thank our own hearts, and in doing so, we thank all the hearts that helped us along the way. I speak of these things to inspire you, friends, and to inspire myself. It is our duty, whether we have realized it yet or not, to change the world. This changing the guard may be difficult, but we must, for our own sake, and for our posterity's sake, continue on our path to success. I know with every fiber of my being that we are capable, we are powerful, we will succeed. It is not to instill a sense of false hope that I use this rhetoric. I do not romanticize what is the truth. We will have to work hard, and that is a fact, but we will arise victorious. This is our destiny, class of 2009. Let us rise to meet it. Thank you very much.
Love you, Patrick!
Give me a second here. Thank God this is a small school. Well, I must admit I've never attended a graduation before, so I'm not sure what's expected of me. What's more, none of the possible topics suggested to me, such as memories of the past or visions of the future, have been things I find easy to talk about. So, to cut to the chase, I think the best I can do for you is to give you what little advice I have to offer. We have no control over the past or the future, so we might as well live in the present. Learn from the past and use that knowledge to prepare for the future as best you can. Forgive, but don't forget, and try to think one step ahead. Pay attention to yourself, but don't forget about those around you. Everyone here has fought their own battles and survived, so we all deserve respect. Don't forget the little things that used to make you happy. Try to remember the carefree days of your childhood when life was about sugar highs and Saturday morning cartoons. Use the summer to rediscover what you love. Don't be afraid of change, it's inevitable. Our lives are never going to be the same after tonight, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Face it with courage and appreciate it with wisdom. It will make you stronger. Make sure to like yourself. Don't waste away your life regretting the decisions you make, and don't sacrifice your dreams for a fatter wallet. Take a good look at yourself. Take note that patience, diligence, and kindness are virtues, but pride doesn't have to be a sin. Most importantly, please understand that you do not have to follow this advice. It isn't mine, nor anybody else's place to tell you how to live your life. If you gained anything from this at all, then I'm glad I could help. If not, then that's fine, and I appreciate you listening. Thank you, and good night.
To confer the diplomas on our graduates tonight, we have our board chairperson, Mr. John Yerman, and clerk of the board, Ms. Evan Garamendi. Reading the names of our graduates are Mr. Greg Howard and Ms. Mickey Kepp.
Lindsay Marie Adams. Sylvia Dawn Aldine. Veronica Faye Allen. Christopher Alvarez. Casey Lynn Anderson. Jacqueline Aranda. Jennifer Crystal Armstrong. Samantha Corinne Armstrong. Blake Doc Arthurton. Nicholas James Baytrip. Mina Marie Bailey. Stephen Patrick Baker. Richard Floyd Balt. Nelmunda Bachulun.
Yeah, Richard!
Bayless. Madison Marie Kayla Hannah Berman. Daniel Anthony Bernal. Christopher S. Biondi. Lindsay Danae Bohr. Javin Michael Boucher.
Really? No, this guy don't get married. This guy right here.
Devin James Brower. Matthew Lee Brennan. Whitney L. Brenner. Michael Lee Brombacher. Chelsea Ann Brosco. Amy Lynn Brower. Jessica John Brown. Shane Brown. Brianna Renee Buffington. Clarissa Beth Burton. Katie Marie Caldwell. Jessie Lee Tampa Campbell. Kayla Sue Carey. James Albert Carlisle. Andrea Casillas. Catherine Nicole Cato. Cindy Cervantes. Elijah Ivan Chabot. Caitlin Serena Chandler. Cole Christopher Chilonis. Cassandra Adair Coleman. Jared W. Kahn. Elizabeth Ann Kuhn. Marlena Kaylin Coronado. Rebecca Ann Craig. Brandon Tyler Craven. Crystal S. Crowder Wilhelm. Alma N. Completo Lopez. Shaylin Megan Cuneo. Amber Marie Curcio. Ashley Brianne DeVault. Rachel Michelle Davis. Cheyenne Desiree Dolan. Samantha Ray Domingo. Joshua Lee Dock. Jacob Thomas Drake. Kristen Lacey DuBois. Tanisha Rose Duke. Sean M. Dunham. Kayla Olivia Edgar. Ross Lewis Ellers. Ashley Eileen Emshaw. Jennifer Jolene Emshaw. Jacob Lawrence Urbeck. Lena Maria Espiritu. Luis Daniel Espiritu. Lauren Isabel Ambrosia Escoesta. Alex Andrew Fee. Brandon Matthew Fisher. Garrett James Fisk. Jeremy E. Fleming. Stacy Lynn Franklin. Patrick Tyler Freeman. Dylan James Fulgham. Journey Samantha Fury. Justin Dwayne Thomas Garrett. Nathaniel Jacob Gates. Haley Gerhard. Jonathan Gerard. Christopher Eric Gerlinger. Dominica Kranskova. Anthony Michael Green. Diana Marissa Griffith. Megan Erin Griggs. Brittany Ann Gratzmacher. Kevin Joseph Giles. Lindsay Racine Hall. Caitlin Lucille Harder. Jillian Claire Hawkins. Adriana Amelia Lavon Hazard. Elon William Hensley. Benjamin Graham Hogan. Jordan Nicole Hubble. Jacob Philip Hummel. Kayla Leanne Humphrey. Joshua William Hunter. Justin Coulter Hunter. Christopher O. Inocencio. Alexandra K. Inslee. Tiffany Ann Ireland.
Brooke Nicole Jimenez. Clint Joseph Jones. Cody William Jones. Courtney Kulani Dewey. Aaron Kelly Kennel. Raymond Samuel Kaleda. Sarah Ann Kirkman. Stephen Michael Cliff. Jolynn Sarai Knopp. Spencer David Koolhoven. Jennifer Ann Kraus. Madison Elizabeth Krakow. Ashley Catherine Kuntz. Logan Richard Lane. Taylor Ray Lamagna. Keely Morgan Lambert. Alexandria Nicole Lane. Felicia Sarah Rose Lanza. Amanda Michelle Larson. Ashlyn Lauren Lazarone. Kelsey L. Leatham. Kevin Alexander Lewis. Gary Michael Lieb. Pamela Loreto Lopez. Piero Josue Lopez. Roman Stephen Lozano. Nicholas George Lucchesi. Aaron Logan Lum. Ryan Scott Maltby. Mariah Nicole Mason. Kelly Marie Maxey. Caroline Elizabeth Ann McCartney. Richard Wayne McClure Jr. Chelsea Renee McCormick. Heather Jane McGinnis. Stephanie Marie McIntosh. John Ross McDeer. Connor Shay McThorne. Ashley M. Mellon. Matthew Menzies. Lara Leanne Mills. Russell Allen Montgomery. Morgan Lee Moreno. Caitlin Marie Morak. Craig Mosa. Jacob William Moat. Colton C.J. Myers. Nicole Leanne Neufeld. Daniel Shane Niederbrock. Grant Aaron Norman. Eric D. Odger. Michael Casey O'Mara. Brooke Ann O'Neill. Jeremy Michael Palmer. Ryan Christian Panos. Serafina Fern Coffey. Gary Christopher Parks. Daniel Joseph Perez. David Raymond Coleman. Sierra Naomi Ponder. Alyssa Marie Freeheim. Maura Mugain Quinn Purcell. Sarah Nicole Ramber. Cecilia Reyes Ponce. Jeremy Edwin Ricketts. Magali Rivas. Miriam Ruth Robertson. Brandon Michael Rutledge. Katie Lee Seaman. Sarah Haley Sheehan. Megan Ray Sheeran. Michael A. Seabrecht. Andrea J.M. Silva. Caressa Marie Seminaro. Megan Nicole Smolik. Brittany Michelle Smith. Kayla June Smith. Richard N. Snyder. Joseph Daniel Snipes. Renee Joel Snitchler. Robert Snyder. Andrew Evan Springer. Mark Andrew Storm. Jessica Sean-Ann Stewart. Sherry Lynn Texera.
You go, Jerry! You go, Jerry!
Ashley Elizabeth Thiry. Sienna Marie Lupelele Koya. John Ivor Torgerson. Dylan R. Tribble. Katie Chung. Jalen Rose Tucker. Kathleen Lene Urquhart. Elise Marie Van Kynenberg. Teresa H. Vargas. Megan Marie Vassy. Lynn Block. Amanda Lee Gorworth. Daniel Joseph Walters. Alexander E. Warren. Amanda Marie Welcher. Jeffrey Richard Whitcomb. Whitney Lynn Williams. Nicholas Wayne Wise. Lindsay Nicole Wolf. Alyssa Yvonne Wood. Ryan Lee Young. Casey Logan Zorro. And Doris Zepeda.
Graduates who are not standing, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby certify that each of these students has met all graduation requirements as set forth by the Calaveras Uniform Board of Trustees. Seniors! Please move your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present to you the graduated class of 2009.